vindication, validation is finally here because we were absolutely correct in our assessment. Shisui is concubine Laolan. Oh man, I cannot believe that that actually came to pass. Now all of those little correlations of like, they look pretty similar, you know, all those little things I've been saying has actually been true. And it was like the Prince and the Pauper type deal that went down. She literally made sure all of her attendants, and she got many of them, look like her. They made sure that the whole extravagant nature of her, how she's always changing clothes, always looking exotic in their eyes, they're like, oh, it's just kind of one of her proclivities. No, she was doing that to make sure she can always hide like the features and faces of anyone that she kind of trade spaces with. So this also gives us the reason why she was always around and able to spend time with Maomao, because she just pretty much did whatever she wanted. Now, granted, when it was probably a very important event, I'm pretty sure it was actually her, but whenever there wasn't anything going on, it's just like, hey, what are you girls? All right, take over, I'm heading out. So then that way she can go do her drawing and go do her like the whole insect stuff that she loves doing. It just answers so many things. And now we as the audience members kind of know the connections more so than the characters. Jinshi is trying to get everything together, trying to figure it all out, but he's getting part of it. Maomao has learned part of it, and Jinshi actually is in catch-up mode right now because Maomao's been gone for 10 days. Can't believe it's been that long, to be honest. This is probably like while she was taking the boat trip. Now, I don't say this as a means to be like, oh, to be boastful or anything, that we were correct in all of this. I say this because it's for you guys, the viewer, because I want you guys to not waste your time watching, you know, all these assessments and all these analytical parts of different anime, you know, to just anybody that just guesses everything, and then, you know, a lot of guesses get wrong. The key is, I am just so happy that this offshoot idea that I had ended up being the actual correct assessment and just kind of pulls it all together. Like I said, I'm excited for you guys because I want you to spend time, subscribe, and watch the assessments that I create, so then that way you feel like, hey, you may actually be right in this without spoilers, without going on, you know, the internet's there. If you guys wanted to know the answers, I'm sure you can look it up, but where's the fun in that? Trying to speculate and get all the little clues together just feels so much better than to sit back and be like, yeah, I already know the answers. Well, as far as this is concerned, let's clear up the air and tie up the loose ends that we've been talking about. For those that are in the back that are still kind of clueless here, don't worry, I got you. First things first, I feel bad for Lady Shinlu. To see the trauma that she has been triggered by just by looking into the eyes of Jinshi, and to the point that she wasn't mentally there. Just looking at him, she's able to be like, why are you pretending to be a eunuch? I know who your father is. For her to mentally check out and fall all the way back to where we see her as a little girl before she had her time with the late emperor, I feel sorry for her. What happened to her at a young age by the late emperor was absolutely wrong. Although it doesn't make it right that, you know, she congregates with all the other women to honestly try to conspire to take down the Jade Pavilion, the whole area. So yeah, seeing that moment, I can understand why Jinshi was just taken aback, because Jinshi never really knew his father. He's been told all his life growing up that, oh, what does he look like? Why does he not look like, you know, this person or that person? So he's like, oh, I must be an offshoot because he doesn't look like his older brother. All of a sudden, a woman comes to him and was like, you look just like him. So much so that she got triggered into where she is trying to off herself. Now, granted, I think she was trying to off herself because she got caught along with that. I don't think it was just that alone that she was, you know, being triggered that she tried to do that. But for Jinshi just to see all of that transpire in one segment left him stunned and speechless and mentally like, wait, what? So it took a while before he was able to snap back into it. But I feel bad that that happened to her in her past, where she was able to go along with this plan that's happening, which it makes sense. Like, all of this is due to the fact of the past emperor and what he did to all those little girls, that now there are people conspiring against the whole empire, the emperor and everyone, and doing things behind their back. So we get the answer that Sirei is the daughter of the woman that happened in the past that kept saying, hey, I'm having a child from the emperor. And no one believed her. It's like, whatever. And then they covered it up, saying that, oh, it was actually a doctor you had an affair with. And yeah, this is not the emperor's. And then just took the baby away. She couldn't leave with the baby because she had to stay there. And that she ended up being the ghost stories woman, the woman that would every year, tell the ghost stories to all the other little girls. I didn't know that they two were the same. It makes sense that she died, and that's why Sirei's at the gravesite, at the gravestones, looking at the grave of her mother. And it all comes right back around. That's why Sirei's behind trying to take out Jinshi as the emperor's brother, trying to target all these people because she wants revenge. And not only her, but it looks like the other people in the family want to get revenge. We have Shiso, who is the father to Lao Lan / Shisui, and of course he can't be found anymore now because now stuff is being discovered, and how Shisui is the daughter to a concubine that was given to him. I mean, technically they're not even sisters, because you got to remember Sirei is the daughter of the lady in waiting for the concubine, who was underage at the time, and the emperor. So that results in Sirei. And then the concubine, who was given off to Shisao, becomes Shisui. Now, it will be interesting if it's discovered that Shisao was the guy that took Sirei, like he was the one that, with the cover up and stuff, was the one that grabbed the baby that was Sirei and raised her. And then that's where the whole sibling thing comes around. But it actually begs the question whether or not whom else is behind the scenes, because now that Jinshi's trying to find clues, like he's exhausted all the clues. He has no clue how in the world he's going to find Maomao, because she could be anywhere, honestly, anywhere in the world. So he has no idea of how to find the connection to Maomao. So he's like, hey, I need a clue. Enter Lakin's adopted son, who we've not met at all. He's in the main theme song, which was like, oh, okay. But to introduce this character, and of course to attribute things that make it seem like, oh, so these are the skills of Lakin passed down to him. And the touch of the dog ears and such, which I thought last week would have been Lakin, is Lakin's adopted son. So kind of a sibling thing that's going on here. Maomao, who is technically Lakin's actual daughter, who, always gets the cat ears, and then the adopted son gets all the dog affiliated stuff. So it's pretty funny in that regard. But overall, this was an amazing episode, absolutely amazing. And how it tied everything together is exactly what we wanted and exactly what we needed. And now there's only small loose ends here and there that's going to tie things together, because we can kind of say we know why everyone's doing this, but there's got to be more to it. Of course, they definitely hate the late emperor and what he's done to all these different people. You could, say, oh, they want revenge against the current emperor and the current emperor's brother, Jinshi, in this case. But it's like, what more is there? There's got to be more to it. Like, you don't just commit treason in this regard. As Jinshi was saying, that concubine Lao Lan is basically now going to get arrested. And then they're looking for a father, which would be arrested as well, because they're doing stuff behind the scenes. So yeah, they would not only be arrested, but probably hung, marked for death as well. So yeah, they got out of Dodge real quick, but there's still a few loose ends that I think are still going to be answered, and probably from Maomao's perspective, as she is in this area, we can learn more about Shisui, Surin, and kind of where they come from, and get more from what Maomao is going through. So I'm looking forward to as all this develops, because we might know a lot, but there's still much more to learn. I hope you guys have been enjoying this ride, because I definitely have. But make sure you like the video. Make sure you guys subscribe if you're new here, because I love the fact that we were right, and I'm glad to have you guys along the ride, that we figure this out and you get to ride the ride with me. It's awesome. You guys be safe. Take care. Lord willing, I will see you next time. Bye-bye for now.
This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.